what's going on, guys? Nick from Kizaru Gaming here, and before we start today's video, I want to make a little bet with all of my viewers. I'm going to be asking you guys a Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia question. Today's question is going to be, out of the first 6 anime protagonists for Yu-Gi-Oh!, who had the most wins in their series? Your choices are Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuma, Yuya, and Yusaku. If you get this question right, then congratulations! You get to revel in the spoils of war and prove to all of your friends that you have outsmarted the Yugi-tuber. But if you so happen to get this question wrong, then your punishment will be subscribing to Kizaru Gaming, which will result in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Content uploaded right into your YouTube feed. The correct answer will be revealed in 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Jaden Yugi with 78 wins. Thank you so much for everyone playing, and if you got it right, congratulations! But if you got it wrong, I want to say thank you and welcome to the subscribers of Kizaru Gaming. Now, let's get to your video. Alright guys, so this is my updated Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade deck profile. I did not opt to play the Rescue Cat version of this deck just yet. I know I said in my last video that I'm probably going to test it out. I decided to just stick with the Jack in the Hand for right now. I will be playing Rescue Cat in future videos. At my locals, I got top 4. We decided to split out top cut, and I think I ended up placing second or third after tiebreakers. I can't remember exactly, but we were all 3-1. It just came down to tiebreakers for first through fourth, but we ended up splitting anyways. My first round matchup was against Dual Avatar. My second round was against PK. Third was against Dino, and fourth was against Mystic Mine. My only loss was Dino. We went 2-1 that I lost to that Dino deck. Or 1 and 2, I should say, on my part. It was kind of grindy. Game 1, he went first, set up a board, and he just UCT'd at the right time, so I really couldn't do much. Game 2, I set up my board, he just scoops immediately almost. And then Game 3, we really grinded out, but he was able to push for an extender because he had Lost World on the field, and all he needed was a Dino to start getting things going. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys my deck profile for my updated list. I also want to point out 2 really cool things I got from locals that day. The first, if you look to my top right here, I have a base set Venusaur. It is not Shadowless, but it is base set, and it's an almost mint condition. It's very good. It's super solid. I already had this base set Blastoise, and now I need a base set Charizard just to complete the set, but Venusaur and Blastoise are 2 of my favorite starters. So I was really happy to pick up this. And the second thing was the mat that you are seeing right now. It is a Breakers of Shadow sneak peek mat. If you watched my last video, you probably heard me talking about how I started in Breakers of Shadow format. It just so happens that my locals owner was downstairs in the basement clearing out stuff, and he happened across like 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Mats. I think 2 of them were speed duel mats, and then this one, and I bought it for, I think, like $6. This mat is like 6 years old. Breakers of Shadow came out in 2015, and it is the format that I started playing competitively in, so I could not pass up the opportunity to get this awesome mat. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys my deck profile. Alright, so starting off with the main deck, I'm going to try to be a little bit more brief with my explanation of the cards because most of you know what these cards do, and I went a little more in detail in my last video, so I'm just going to give a quick explanation for what cards I play and why. So for the Lyrilusc engine, I'm still running the same number of Lyriluscs, which is 3 Turquoise Warbler, 3 Cobalt Sparrow, and 2 Sapphire Swallow. I really like this setup because I play the more level 1 oriented version of the deck. I play Jack in the Hand, so I really want to hit my level 1s, 1-for-1, Kinkabio. All of these are super, they synergize very well with the deck, I should say, excuse me. But that's it for the Lyrilusc engine. I do like 3-3-2. I know the Rescue Cat version of the decks play 3-2-1 most of the time, but I will actually explain, once I get to my side deck, I'll explain a really cool combo, an interaction I had with Sapphire Swallow here. But you guys know what these all do. Next up for the Tri-Brigades, I play triple Fractal, triple Nerval, triple Karos, and a singular Kit. So my last profile, I only played 2 Karos and 1 Kit. I boosted it up to 3. Karos is actually super good. It's even a good normal summon, honestly. In my last video, I was actually using a proxy for Kit. I had to borrow it. I finally got one. And actually, I'll bring it up again in another part of the video about how I finally got this kit. But I finally got a kit to use. Fractal, you play 6 of these because you play 3 Tenki. Nerval is your level 1 Wind Wing Beast, which is basically this entire deck. It's the best one. You know, you could summon it off. You could search it. You could summon it off of Sapphire Swallow. It's amazing, honestly, and it's a searcher, which is awesome. 2 Kinkabio. Being that I do play the level 1 version of this deck, I do want to play 2 Kinkabio. Again, this is one of my absolute favorite cards. In my last video, I talked about how when I first started playing in Breakers of Shadow format, one of the decks I played involved Kinkabio. So 2 Kinkabio to revive your level 1s. You can Foolish, then normal summon Kinkabio to special it, or you can use the Tri-Brigade Fractal or Kit to send Nerval to special summon off the Kinkabio. And for the 2 summons for the Barrier statue, obviously you still play Apex Avian and Barrier the Stormwinds. One's a negate, one's a floodgate. You're not going to play neither of those. For hand traps, I switched it up a little bit. I am playing 3 Ash Blossom, and then I'm also playing 3 Gamma and 1 Crow, and obviously Driver. So I took Droll out of the main deck. I feel like for my locals, we don't have a ton of Drytron. I think there's 1 Drytron player. So I took the Droll out of the main deck. It wasn't too useful for, the matchups that I had and people who were there that day. So I decided to just keep it Ash Blossom and Gamma with the 1 DD Crow. I think it's pretty solid. If I was doing this at a bigger event, let's say like a LCS, I'd probably main Nibiru or main Droll in this format. We have yet to see what the ban list holds for us. I am recording this as of March 2nd, and the ban list has not been revealed yet. So who knows? Droll might make its way back into the main deck if Drytron becomes a problem again. Droll might find its way out of even the side deck if it's completely irrelevant. We don't know yet. Moving on to the spells, obviously Triple Jack in the hand. I still think that this is a awesome card. I prefer this card over Rescue Rabbit. I've tested out Rescue Rabbit. I do want to play it in a full tournament though, just to try it. I prefer this over Rescue Rabbit, but that does not mean that it is the best version of the deck. If I'm not mistaken, Kyle Waterbury, I could be saying his last name wrong, I'm not 100% sure, actually just won the Remote Duel Extravaganza with this deck, the Rescue Cat version of the deck. And I know Jack in the Hand is banned for Remote Duels. I just want to have a huge shout out to Kyle. Awesome that you took this deck that far, and it's great for representation for this awesome deck. Also, shout outs to Yishan, because he played the same deck. He also did very well in the tournament, and I know that he posted several videos about his and Kyle's lists. So moving on, I know they played the Rescue Cat. I still do prefer Jack in the Hand, but that's just for me. So other than Jack in the Hand, the other triple spells that we play is Tenki. Playing 3 Tenki, the search is Fractal. It's amazing. And that's really its only use. I saw a video actually playing the Fire Fist Eagle, the Link 2, and bouncing the Tenki. It was actually a really cool combo. I could try that out if you guys want to see that in a future video. I could definitely give that combo a try. But for right now, I'm just going to play the Tenki, no Fire Fist in the extra deck. And then for the one-of, so I play 1 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Foolish, 1 for 1, 1 Called by the Grave, and 1 Tri-Brigade Rendezvous. Now, I know what you're thinking, Nick. Why do you play 1 Pot of Prosperity? Well, that is simply because I own 1 Pot of Prosperity. I really don't feel like dropping money on, a deck right now. I really didn't want to spend a little extra. I'm probably going to buy a second one just to play 2 of them. But the funny story behind this Pot of Prosperity is that I was looking to try to buy a kit. No one had it in the store. So I figured, okay, I needed to meet the credit card minimum to sign up for the tournament, so I always usually buy a pack. I'll buy a pack of Blazing Vortex. Hopefully I'll pull a kit. I wasn't mad that I pulled Pot of Prosperity out of it, but I was a little upset that I didn't pull kit because I still wasn't able to use kit until someone else pulled it later. But I did pull Pot of Prosperity. It's a great card, definitely useful, and I can't justify not playing it even at 1 just because it's still a great card. It's an extender, it digs for what you need, and it honestly fixes a lot of hands. And the differences between my last list and this one, I am playing Rendezvous this time. Rendezvous did come up, I think, twice, maybe 3 times, and it's still a pretty good card. The attack boost isn't actually horrible. I think I used it just to get it into Graveyard, but it's still a great battle protection and still a great card. And now moving on to the traps. I do play traps in this list. 3 Impermanence and 1 Oath. So my last list I did not play any traps. This list I decided to switch out the Drolls for Impermanence, and I decided to play Oath now that I'm actually playing Kit. No one Forbidden Dropleted me. So I actually don't think I activated Oath the entire... Oh no, I did activate Oath. I oathed a Mystic Mine. That's what it was. But that's the only application I had for Oath. I sided it out a lot because I know my opponent wasn't on either Dark Ruler or Forbidden Droplet. But that is it for the main deck, and I'm going to move on and show you guys the extra and side deck. So for the extra deck, not much has changed. I think I only made 1 or 2 changes. But as usual, we play the 2 Lyrilusc Xyz monsters, the rank 1s. It is Recital Starling and Assembled Nightingale. The Searcher, this makes Zeus. I think I used this once. I summoned Zeus once. Again, I did not summon Zeus a lot in these tournaments. It's still a great application, still a great toolbox to have, so I don't want to get rid of it. And obviously, this is almost every play. You have 2 level 1s. You're searching a DD Crow. You're searching, a Nerval. You're searching Sparrow, Sapphire. It doesn't matter. This searches half of your deck. And then, obviously, the Downard and the Zeus. Everyone knows what these 2 do. So I'm going to move on to the links. So, obviously, 1 Link Karibo, and then 1 Ferajit, 1 Harpy's Conductor, and 1 of the Ancient Warriors Oath Double Dragon Lords. I'm thinking about putting a generic Link 2 in here, just so I can actually link away with stuff on my field that might not be Beast, Wing Beast Warrior, just to summon something. I've come up a couple times where I'm like, okay, I just need to summon something generic, but I couldn't because I didn't have the link to do it. So I am probably going to bump Ferajit up to 2. I'm currently in the process of trying to get Starlight Ferajit. I have 2 friends that each have one. And I do plan on trying to pick one up. I am not a max rarity kind of guy. Any decks that I've played have never been like, oh, I need max rarity, But Starlight Ferajit is super, super cool. I also feel super confident that this deck will not get touched on the ban list. This ban list, the next ban list, I don't see this deck being super oppressive. So I wouldn't mind spending the money on a Starlight Ferajit. You know what I mean? So for the Link 3s, obviously some more Bird of Sovereignty. This is one change that I made. I decided to play Rugal the Silver Sheller just as an extra extender, a rank 3. It honestly came up like 3 or 4 times. So I can summon the Silver instead of summoning Doom Eagle and then go into Appaloosa. Usually during my combo, if I have a monster, I have extras, I will summon a Link 3 with one of my Tri-Brigades and then link it into Appaloosa. I used to have to do that with Doom Eagle, but then I didn't have access to the OTK potential. So, putting in Silver, it came up, making Appaloosa. And honestly, its effect isn't horrible. You could special summon one of the beasts from your hand during your opponent's turn. Its effects are negated, and it's returned to the hand to the end phase, but it stops you from dying. Also, if and when I decide to put IP Masquerena back in this deck, because I'm not sure if I want to yet, this is actually super good for IP Masquerena because it lets you go into another monster. It gives you another monster to play with. And for the Link 4's access code, Ominous Omen and Appaloosa. Ominous Omen is still great. This outs a ton of cards. Unfortunately, it does target. If it didn't target, it'd be so much better because it's removal. I'm sorry, hold on one second. Oh my god, this doesn't target. I just realized that. I was like, I should probably read this, make sure that this doesn't target before I talk about it. This does not target. Okay, this card's way better than I thought it was. My apologies for mistaking that one, but Ominous Omen doesn't target, which is amazing that you can just banish a card on the field. But whenever you special summon a Winged Beast, it also banishes a non-targeting banish, which is amazing. But yeah, that's Ominous Omen is even better. And then finally, one of the cards that I like to play, I don't think I really see too many other people playing this, but this card is actually bonkers. It is the Goddess of the Closed World. I did take out IP Masquerena, so I'm not making this on my opponent's turn, but this helped me out monsters that I could not out. This helps you out Dragoons. This helps you out Avramax. This actually came in clutch because my opponent during the PK matchup actually summoned Avramax against me with IP, and I could not out it because I thought that Ominous Omen targeted. So this just actually summoned it, and then I kept it on the field because against PK, the Grave Negation effect is super, super good. And this card is actually way better than people think it is. I really, really, really suggest playing this card. This card doesn't say 4 effect monsters. It says 3 effect monsters plus one of your opponent's monsters. Shoutouts to MST.TV for making that joke today in one of his videos. But this card is absolutely underrated in my opinion. And that is the extra deck, and I'm going to move on to the side deck. The side deck is a little bit different than last time, but first I'm going to show you 3 Harpy's Featherstorm. I still really like this card. I might switch it for Judgment instead of this. It only came up once. I only actually drew it once, and it was against, I I believe it was against PK. So I went first. I had no way to combo. I had Cobalt Sparrow in hand and this, and I forget what the other 3 cards were. I know one was a driver, because of course it was a driver. The other 2 didn't do anything. I think one was a Called by the Grave, and I forget what the third one was. It's probably a hand trap of some sorts. I think it was Gamma, actually. So basically, I just set this. I normal summoned the Sparrow and passed. And then he activated a danger. I chained this, and then he kind of just summoned 2 monsters and then passed turn. He really couldn't do much, but I might change this for Judgment in the future. This just hasn't come up enough for me. I just haven't drawn it enough. So I really can't give you a great example of how it performs. A new addition to the side deck is 2 Alpha, the Master of Beast. This card came in clutch the entire tournament. It was glued to my hand in the side deck, and it had amazing applications just for OTKing, just for spot removal, and I'll actually tell you against the Dual Avatar player, which, if you do not know what Dual Avatar does, learn the deck, because it's honestly scary. It can actually do a lot of things. My friend Josh actually figured out that if you summon the 5 tokens and they try to Nibiru you, Nibiru just won't summon because the tokens can't be tributed. And if they have monsters, if you have monsters on your field and you Nibiru them, you're just clearing your own monsters for free because the tokens cannot be tributed. But with that being said, check out the deck. It's super, super cool. If he does well with it in the future, we're planning on doing some other bigger events together. If he does well with it in the future and get some more tops with it, I might do a deck profile. If that's what you guys want to see, if you guys want to see his current deck profile, let me know. He also was 3-1 during the tournament, but he bubbled, and he did play some meta decks, including myself. He played Dino. He did bubble, but he definitely did very, very well during the tournament, and it's a very scary deck if you do not know how to counter it. But that being said, the combo I did with Zeus, and I say combo very liberally, is I basically had Sapphire Swallow, Nerval, Turquoise Warbler, Master of Beasts, and a 5th card. Didn't matter what it was. He had the 2 of the Dual Avatar fusions. So I summoned Warbler. I summoned Sparrow off of Warbler's effect. I'm sorry. I summoned Sapphire off of Warbler's effect. And then I dropped the Zeus. I'm sorry. Not Zeus. Alpha. Jesus. I dropped the Alpha. And then Alpha effect, bouncing both of his fusions, bouncing the Sapphire to hand. Now, since I control a Windwing Beast, I special summoned the Sapphire and the Nerval, and it was just free. It was so free because Zeus just got rid of everything, and then I was just able to combo off because the Lyrilusc all extend into themselves. Definitely check out Zeus. It is, I keep saying Zeus, oh my gosh. All right, check out Alpha. This is not Zeus, this is Alpha. Check out Alpha, try it in your side decks. Don't be cringy like me and forget what the cards' names are. All right, moving on. Double draw on the side deck. Like I said, only 1 Drytron player. This doesn't really come up against a ton of other decks, so I kept it in as 2 of. I'm definitely going to be switching up this extra deck in the future. I have a lot of 2 of ratios in my extra deck. Triple Dark Ruler. I don't have droplets. If I did, I'd probably play droplets over this, just because you can OTK very easily with this deck, and there's stuff that you're able to send no problem off the droplets. Your extra tankies, if you draw Oath or Rendezvous. I would definitely switch to droplets in the future if I had droplets, but I'm playing Dark Ruler no more because we're out here balling on a budget with this like maybe $200 deck. For the back row removal, Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Evenly Matched, and 2 Lightning Storm. I'm probably going to take out the Evenly Matched. I'm not too scared of back row right now. This deck does very well against it. Just because you could keep putting pressure on with negates and interruptions like Appaloosa honestly does a lot of work for their small monster count they put in back row decks, and the Tri-Brigade Oath does really well against back row decks, and the Apex Avian does extremely well against back row decks as well. So I'm probably going to take out Evenly Match. I don't know what I'm going to put in yet. I might just put in a 3rd Lightning Storm and some other random card, I'm not sure, maybe a Pancratop, something going 2nd, because this deck performs extremely well going 1st, so I don't really want to ruin anything with it going 2nd. So that is my deck profile for Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below what you guys want to see next. absolutely, please subscribe. I do plan on making more content with Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade. I really enjoy this deck. So if you want to see more of that, please subscribe to the channel. Definitely check out Ishan's channel as well. He does a ton of Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc content, and the man is awesome. He's a super nice guy, super amazing, and a very great Yu-Gi-Oh player. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.